Vocal arranging. It is an important subject to really focus in on and to really talk about and really get some knowledge on this subject as I am on my journey creating my new record, Kingdom Radio. This is something that I have focused even more on, and I had a previous episode on this channel. I gave some artists that I think that you should listen to and learn from. And I'm gonna go back. I'm just gonna name those names again. It's about 5 people, so I'm gonna just go down very, very quickly. Tori Kelly, Daryl Wall, Kim Burrell, Melvin Crispell, and Jason Nelson. Now, this is just a very short list. I'm not saying that these are the only people. Of course not. Another 2 other people. One is a group, and I'll name someone else. Dawkins and Dawkins is a gospel group that will be a great resource for vocal arranging. Go check them out again, Dawkins and Dawkins. And an artist that I learned about and that my wife knew about. She didn't tell me about it. Kenyon Dixon just came out with a new record this year. I think it was this year. Yeah, and so another great cat to listen to. So these are some great artists to listen to really hone in on this subject. But I want to go into more depth as it pertains to this subject. What do I mean by vocal arranging? And when I tell you to go listen to these artists, what are you listening for, right? What are you listening for? I really want to dive into this because, sometimes when you talk to people and you ask them about this subject, they just give you a few people and they walk off, right? Without really giving you more specifics as it pertains to the subject. And I want to give you more information. I want to give you specifics. So the first thing I want to talk about is, how do you want your verse to play out? So let's just say you have your first line. Do you want your first line to be just something simple, no runs, just something very simple, just a straight melody? Do you want your second line to be same thing, just very simple? Let's just say your first 2 lines very simple, and let's just say your third line you want to put some flavor on it, some swag on it, which just simply means you want to maybe sing. You want to embellish the melody. You want an upper neighbor, a lower neighbor, or you want some type of motif. These are theory terms. For people who don't understand those terms, that just means you want to add some more sauce to it. You want to sing a run on your third line, and then maybe on the fourth line you want to go back to basic, right? Go back to something very basic. Something I like to do when I'm recording my music. So I may go simple on my first verse, or I may not do too much on my first verse. All right, just give them a flavor, just give them something, something just very simple, just to let them know, because we're telling a story here, right? But then on my second verse, then I'll give some more flavor. I'll give you some more, to let you know what you're dealing with, right? What you're dealing with. So that's something I like to do. So think of it that way. First verse, going back to the first verse. First couple lines, do you want it to be simple, or do you want, I don't know how many lines you may have, 4 lines, 5 lines. Do you want those lines to just be straight melody? Nothing too pretty, nothing crazy. What you also could do is that you could end that verse on a high note. And what I mean by that is you can end that verse with some type of run, some type of note that you want to land on. We have a concept in jazz that's called targeting. Basically, what note do you want to end on? That's what that means. What note? There's a starting note, but there's a note you want to end on. Maybe because there's going to be a certain chord that's going to be played, and you want a certain note to be sung at that very time. All right. So this is it's very specific. So you're leading, you're doing a run, and you're leading now going into the chorus, right? Going into the chorus, and that's very important to think that way. All right. Now going to the chorus. Well, hold on, let me back up. Pre-chorus, you may just want, if you have backups for the pre-chorus, you may just want the pre-chorus to just be whatever that line is. You may not have a bunch of ad-libs around that. You may just want that backup for that pre-chorus to shine through. You may just give a little do-up. You may just give a little touch, but you're really letting that pre-chorus just shine through. Okay? And so now going from the pre-chorus into the chorus, now we can think about how do we want to shape this chorus, all right? What are your ad-libs going to be? What space are you going to fill up? as it pertains to the chorus. All right, and this is very important to think about. Because what you can do is take from the melody itself. What octave do you want to sing in? What notes from the chorus? You know, when you run, are you singing a word? Are you just singing? Are you just doing a run? Is this a small idea, which will be a motif, just a very small few notes? Are you doing a whole run? How do you want this thing to play out, and how can you add to the chorus? Instead of taking away from it, getting in the way of what the chorus or what you're saying on the chorus, what your main message is. How can you sing that in such a way that it adds? How can you ad-lib in such a way that it adds to the chorus, right, and continues to lift the song as the song plays out? Because now after that chorus, I don't know if you have a little interlude or you going straight into your second verse. The second verse for me is a time to now take things up a notch. All right. And so again, this is say you got 4 or 5 lines. How do you want this to play out? Maybe the first line is simple, and maybe the last 3 or 4 lines you really want to let them know, okay, I really want you to know, I really want you to pay attention to what I'm doing. I want to keep you on your toes as you're listening to the song. So what is it that you want to sing? How do you want to sing it? All right, dynamics. These are ideas that I want to throw out to you because they are very important to think about as you are, about to record, as you are recording. It's very important because, again, this is a story, right? This is a 3, 4, 5 minute story, and this is leading to a climax. All right, it's leading to a climax, and it's leading up to a climax. Then it's going to come back down. All right, and you want to have those surprises there. Now, right now, I'm just talking about vocally. There's all kinds of surprises you can have in there, instrumentation, all kinds of things. But right now, vocally, I'm just talking about lead vocal. How do you want this thing to play out? And these are several ideas that I want you to think about, and that's why I gave you these artists, because these artists are amazing at that. Even if they're coached themselves, even by whoever's producing the song, you know what I mean? But these vocalists are out of this world. And so I think in order to able to grab some great ideas, you got to go where the ideas are, right? So along with giving you these artists, I'm giving you things to think about for your next song, for your next hit. How do you want this thing to sound? And I'm gonna say this to you. What do you need to do so that you don't have to use as much pitch correction? All right. Now I have to use some myself at times, but when I changed my mic, obviously I use my mic and I use a plugin that I put on. So basically what you would hear when the mix is done, that's what I'm hearing when I'm recording my vocals. All right, all of that, compression, de-esser, EQ, what is it, reverb, echo or delay, right? Widening, all those kind of things is Evox Pro is what I use. And so to put myself in that place, be able to enjoy recording these vocals, all these kind of things. So what do you need to do outside of that to make sure you can record the best vocal? Is it a new mic? Is working more on your vocals? Is it doing vocal exercises? Whatever it is, think about what you need to do to make sure that you are giving us the best performance you can on that recording. And I think it's so important. So obviously, I'll point out some things here. Who you're listening to, really studying is the things I've already named to really hone in on as you're singing your verses, singing pre-choruses, singing your chorus. I give you things to think about. Also, equipment. Make sure that you have the best equipment that you can afford at the time, so that you can get the best performance that you can give, because you want to put your best product out there. All right, and don't get me wrong, it's okay. Everybody's not gonna give the best, have the best of the best of the best up front. All right, so don't trip if you don't have that. I'm just simply saying to you that these are things that I want you to think about and get what you need to get at this time and give the best performance. All right, I want to thank you so much for checking this out, family. I hope this is helping helping artists out there. And also do me a favor, go and check out the podcast, Teach One Tuesday podcast, where I'm giving even more information on this subject. Vocal arranging is so important. Go and check it out. I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you're not having a wonderful day, you can change that by your mindset. Thanks so much. Tony Kick out.